Hi, my name is Billy Graham Jr.
When I was growing up, everybody thought I was going to be an actor. They're like, you're funny, you should go be an actor. I was like, I can't be an actor, can't you see? What is my purpose? If you're like me, I lost my purpose. I didn't know who I was. I let society put me in a box. I don't want you to be in the box anymore. Because you and you only are the one carbon copy. There is no other you. So how can you be in a box if it's only one you? So you need to steal your power back. Because we gave it to somebody. I want you to say, steal your power back. Steal your power back.
Mr. Graham said, I am an original, I'm not a photocopy.
You are where it begins. It begins with you and only you. You are the director. You are the author of this book. Nobody should be writing your life story. You are the winner. See, a lot of us, we get caught up in wondering when we're supposed to do something, why we're supposed to do something, where we're supposed to begin. But I'm telling you, you are the author of your book, and that's all that matters.
My time here in Kenya has been amazing. Everybody has welcomed us with open arms ever since we landed. Nothing but hospitality, nothing but family. We felt like we were home.
What's up, what's up, what's up? And welcome to the Billy Graham Jr. TV show. Man, I am glad that you're tuned in tonight. I missed y'all since last week, but we're here. And man, have I got a guest for you. This man is amazing. This gentleman wears so many hats, I don't even know how he gets it all done. From being in the public figure, he's involved in politics, helping with homeless shelters. He works with child welfare grants. He basically does it all. He's a founder of a church. I could keep going for days. This man does so much. I don't even know how he finds the time in the day. But he did find time to spend with us tonight so we can pick his brain and understand how he uses his gift to live in his purpose as he helps others. I'm not going to hold you up anymore because, man, I know you're ready to meet this amazing individual. I bring to you Mr. Adrian Rivers.
How you doing?
What's going on, boss? How you doing tonight?
Man, I am great, man. I'm excited to be here. Excited to be on your show, who I've watched, and you do some amazing things. So I'm excited.
Oh man, I appreciate that. Man, that's what we like to hear. We like to hear the interaction of the people that watch the show. We get people chime in on us, but it's different when they come on the show. So I'm gonna have to. That's a new idea. I'm gonna start watching the comments a little more and start pulling the people in the comments to come on to the show.
Exactly. Exactly.
No, but before we get started, before I even dive into anything, can you please let the world know who Mr. Adrian Rivers is?
Yeah. Again, thank you for being on the show. I am a consultant. My brand is preaching public life and politics. And so that's kind of my brand, but I'm a consultant, do a lot of things here in the community. Just love helping folks out, helping them reach their goals. That's my passion.
Nah, you got me when you said helping people out, and that's your passion, because that's our passion on this show, is to help others out. So we bring individuals like you because we like to pick the brain of somebody that helps people out in so many different ways. But I have to, because I really believe that it's somebody out there watching that might be able to benefit or resonate with your story or past guests, but it's somebody that's going to connect and be like, he sounds like me. If he can do it, I can do it. And it helps open that door of thinking that you just became somebody that inspired others.
Yeah.
And I say that because you just named about being political. First of all, you said political. Everybody has their own takes on politics.
Yeah.
We won't dive that deep, but what got you into the political world?
You know what? I remember I was 30 when I decided. I was 29, and I had just turned. I was turning 30, and I wanted to run for state representative. And so it was a crazy idea. Did I know anything? Nope. Had I ever been trained? No. Was I very political before? No. I just got this idea that I saw an opportunity to help people. And from there, I became really invested in my community, and I started recognizing how policy navigates our everyday life. And if I take you a little bit further back, my regional director for child welfare, she made a statement in a meeting, and she said, if we don't fix the system, we're going to break the system. And that fueled my passion. It is the thing right now that our systems around us are breaking every day. And if we can all become a part of that and truly lift up our community, then we've got to fix it. We can't wait for somebody else. And so I just chose that, I wanted to be the individual to make an impact and really, really help fix what's broken. And that's how I really got my start.
Okay. You say you watch the show. And I don't know if you noticed, but you dropped like a couple nuggets there that I want people, because we all about helping. As much as you say you help people, and you just helped us right there, because you was talking about when you said it might have been a crazy idea. And you just basically, what I heard from that is you told people that crazy or divine, it all depends on your mind. And I want people to understand that just like Adrian got in that political world, you have an idea. It's only crazy if you allow yourself to think it's crazy, because it might be that divine opportunity for you to go ahead and move forward, just like Adrian did with the political world. But then that quote, can you say that quote again that you said about, that she told you about being broken?
If we don't fix the system, we're going to break the system.
That's the same that goes for your life, people. If you don't fix your life is going to stay broken. And I want you to understand, your life technically is not broken. It is literally operating the way that you built it. If you don't like the way your life is going, reset, readjust, and refocus and rebuild and start going in the right direction that you should be going. All right, I'm not going no deeper than that.
But that's right, though. No, that's it. And, just to add to your point, you don't have to be skilled at it to try it. Now, you build your skill set. Every day you get into something, you build your skill set. I have a nephew, Lennox, and Lennox is 1, and he's starting to walk. Well, a part of him learning to walk is falling. And so we have to be able to accept that a part of learning how to be great at something is also going through the process of becoming great at it.
We too early in the show for you to be going as deep on us like that.
Hey man, I'm just following you, man. Hey
man. I wish I could take the motto that you just used of our kids' mind as we were kids. When we were kids, we would fall down, get back up. Nobody questioned it. We never questioned ourselves. We were actually motivated. People pushed us like, keep going, you can do it. But as we become adults, we fall down and think, that's the end of it, because we don't have that motivation behind us. But as a kid, we was going to keep trying regardless if we was motivated or not. Man, if you fall down, keep getting back up. And you say that because I want to, now you got me back on the politicals. I can't even get away from that right there. So with all the things that we got going on in the world, I'm not asking you to deep dive into like the different issues we have going on, but you said, like, when you just said about falling down, getting back up, do you see areas that you witness on a daily basis or in the political realm that we can do better for one, a black community? Because I saw something that says we're behind financially, whatever. But do you see things that we're behind on and can get better, or as society we can get better, that we may have fallen down, but we can get back up and recover and do better?
Being human. I think that if we could just be human and be humanitarians and understand, that even if you have a different viewpoint, you're talking to another human being that lives and breathes and exists like you do. And if we can be humanitarians, then we will have respect for each other. We will respect the differences in opinions and the different scopes of life. But most of all, we will value each other. We value each other. We will value the fact that we get to interact every day. And I feel like COVID showed us what the world could look like when you can't interact, that you are off, you are shut down, you are in a place where you are by yourself. And so I think that the very basis of what everyone can do is to be human, is to be a humanitarian, that you may have a different viewpoint, but one viewpoint is sure, is that we are all human beings trying to live life to the fullest.
Man, that be a good human. I love that. When we can get back to human nature, and like you just said, just acknowledge others. Matter of fact, I gotta take a moment to acknowledge everybody that's tuning in, because you came out the gate firing, just ready to go. So many people are already tuning in. From Ryan McCain, thank you for joining. Russ Hedge, we appreciate him as well. And Russ, you said you like the shirt. You can go to solo1clothing.com. Now, all the purpose gear is there. Man, we got Grandma Dot in the building. We got my mom, Felicia, in the building. Usher, he's in the UK right now. We're going to tease him because he's supposed to be sleeping. I know he's going to get
right. Yeah, exactly.
Go to bed, Usher. And then we got Goldie in the building. Like, we appreciate everybody for joining in. We got to acknowledge, we got to be good humans, just like Adrian said. And when you said that about being good human, I want to switch gears for a minute, because there's some things that you do that not only show that you're being a good human, but you are helping people in ways that most would not think. Because I said, you got a lot of hats. I don't even know how you find outside of the political realm how you do this.
Yeah.
But I know I talked to you a little bit, and we were talking about how you're involved with like helping the homeless and child welfare and all that. Like, how did you get involved into that?
Man, it's so crazy. Funny little story is that my bachelor's degree is in music. And so my dream was that I was going to tour the world, and I got to do a little bit of that. I got to do a little bit of singing, in other countries. But I came back and I just needed a job, to be honest. I just needed a job. and I knew somebody that worked for child welfare, and they said, I'll get you an interview. I never expected to be good at it, though. I never expected to be good at it. I hadn't even ever thought about social work, in any form or fashion. So I got into it and I became really good at it. I did investigations. I investigated child death cases, serious injury, abuse cases, and I did that, and I became really good at it. And then after that, it just progressed. I started understanding my value. Honestly, I started really understanding my value, and that my contribution to this world is valuable. And so I started putting myself into positions where I could learn. I wasn't trying to lead. I was just trying to learn. And that's how I got into the homeless shelter and became the president of the homeless shelter. But I came learning, not going to lead. And so as I have progressed, I've just come into understanding the value of who I am and what I can bring to an organization.
So Adrian just told you, if you don't value your value, then your value is not valuable. And when you understand that, that value is going to put you in some places that you didn't even think you were supposed to be in, because you heard him say he wanted to go around, and I'm not going to do it to you. I was about to say, do you want to hit us with a couple of notes? But I'm not going to put you on.
No, don't make me do it.
But next time you come on, you better be prepared to do some singing.
All right.
But no, you were able to use that to go. So going in there and finding out, helping all the children in the different situations that they've been through. For one, we appreciate you for doing that work. We all see stuff like that happen on a regular basis on TV.
Yeah.
Children need to be protected at all costs. And for somebody like you that goes in there and not just helps them, but you learn how to do better and help more and more and more every single time. They led you to the homeless. Like we always say, what can we do? What can we do? Are there things that we can do to help individuals like you, to help with like the homeless or helping with child welfare?
Oh yeah. I mean, there are, you know, if you go in your city and just look up, you know, various nonprofits in the area, you'll see, you know, that, you know, people are on a mission to solve a problem. All right. And then you just connect with whatever that is. For me, child welfare, I learned so much about myself doing child welfare because I have my biological mom, but I'm adopted. And so I had never really thought about the impact of adoption on my life and what that meant and what that would be like. And learning and seeing those children, I was like, that's why I did that. That's why. So, you know, I'm regular. This was normal behavior for a person that had gone through what I had gone through. And so, yes, people, so that was, I identified with that particular agency. And so I think when people identify with an agency that's working to solve a problem, you volunteer and you become a part of the solution to solve that problem.
So we're going to be doing this all night long. So part of what I'm understanding here is you have to identify problems that especially resonate with you, because we all have things going on in our life. And I tell people all the time, like, just because you're going through it, you're not the only one that went through it, that is currently going through, and that's going to go through it in the future. But if you have learned something, as Adrian said, apply that knowledge and help others. Because believe it or not, all of that sinks into who you are and what you have is your purpose. And your purpose is to help others and give back. But you're going to learn so much about yourself in the process.
You're going to
now,
learn.
Did helping in that matter lead into the political realm, or was that after the political realm?
For sure. Because everything that I did was navigated by someone that made a decision about it. So someone makes a law becomes a policy, and it navigates my world every day. And I thought to myself that I want to contribute to that, you know, because most of the people who are making the rules are not doing the work. And
say that again. Say that again.
Most of the people who are making the rules are not doing the work. And so I was, you know, I decided, it's like, you know, everybody's making rules and it's affecting my everyday life. Most of all, the way that I interact with families, you know, and no one took a grassroots approach and asked the people who were actually doing it what they think about it. And so that really did fuel, you know, my involvement in deciding that I want to be a part of the process as it relates to helping make decisions. But what I want to bring that is different is I want to make sure the people that do it every day have a voice in it.
Whoa. I'm sorry. I need to take a couple of parts of your advice, because I cannot lie. I have been one of those individuals on the sideline complaining about an issue, complaining about a problem, instead of realizing that there's a problem or an issue and being a part of the solution and getting involved the same way you did, because it affects your everyday life.
Every day.
And man, I know it's resonating, because this is how God works in mysterious ways. We have an individual that has chimed in by the name of Gerald Osby. And he's like, you right, facts right here, because Gerald is an individual that is up in North Dakota, and he did the same thing you did. Instead of complaining about a problem, he became part of the solution and got himself through those doors, just like you did, to help come up with the solution. Now,
and I want to just say that, you know, going back to a lot of people, I was in the gym walking and I was working out, and I was talking to this guy who had just started becoming a physical therapist, and he was talking to me, and And he was like, how did you get to be where you are? And I told him, I said, just 6 years ago, I was the guy that they laughed at because I had new ideas but no experience. I said, and 6 years later, I'm one of the individuals that they call when you want to move forward into politics, you know? And so recognizing the value of your ideas to change this world in a positive way doesn't matter whether they feel like they're valuable. It's just our responsibility to make sure we're heard.
And you did that. You made sure you were heard. Now I know I took some. I know everybody's taking something for it, because you basically said that your value is going to put you in rooms that you most likely aren't qualified on paper for yet. Exactly. They laughed at you 1 minute, now they need you for advice.
Exactly. How it works. You stay focused, stay consistent, you know, stay true to yourself. That's how it works.
So now this is starting to unravel a little bit now. So you said you thought you were going to go around the world singing. It led you to helping the homeless, child welfare, which pushed you to become get into the political arena so that you can help make the rules and the help contribute by the helping with the problem that's out there. Mm-hmm. But then that led you to another route after that. How did that keep you going? What was that next step for Adrian?
Somebody told me something, and I have had two races that I've ran, in which one of them I got into a runoff. And one of the things that I recognized was how people were struggling that had really good ideas, but did not have the knowledge base. Okay. And then I also recognized on my end that I needed to be self-supporting. And so I then started working towards, starting a business in consulting, project management, those things. And I did that because there are so many people who have really great ideas, but no one is willing to share how they can truly execute those ideas. Nobody's willing to sit down and talk with them and say, first of all, let me affirm that that's a great idea. Now that I've affirmed that that's a great idea, if the affirmation is what you need, let's figure out how we can take it to where you see it going.
Okay.
And so that's kind of how I got into where I am. And having founded a church at 23, I've been pastor since 23.
Whoa, you say you founded a church at 23?
At 23. At 23, I'm 36 now. And I founded this church. And so I went through every hard thing that a person can imagine. First of all, founding a church at that age and not having the knowledge, no book to tell me how to do it, no person to call to show me or tell me how to do it. So then I decided that I always think that some of your greatest struggles are really only struggles because they are lessons to build and make you who you're going to become.
Hold on. Say that again.
That our greatest struggles are really lessons that are building us and making us who we're going to become. At the point, we recognize them as struggles, but what we'll see later on is they're not really struggles, they're lessons that are making us who we're going to become. And so the lesson, I saw a struggle of a lack of support, but it really was a lesson regarding lack of support so that I could become the support for others.
Oh, Mike. So now that you said about the founding of the church at 23, I'm starting to understand how you doing this to us. You started us off talking about the kid that falls and gets back up and keeps trying. That kid is the person that is running into their greatest struggle at that moment in their life. Yeah. But that greatest struggle is helping them build who they're going to become, because that kid keeps getting back up. And that struggle that you're going through, Adrian just said, keep getting back up because it's building you for who you're going to become. You have to go to the struggle. The struggle is a part of life, and the struggle is a part of the process, but it only works if you trust the process. I want you to understand that. Understand how the process works. You have to trust it. That process is hard work. That process is going to take a lot of dedication, and it's going to take a lot of commitment. That's basically your hard work your dedication, and your commitment. The process, the secret to it, the process is you. Mm-hmm. You are the process. You have to trust yourself to know that you can make it through that obstacle and hurdle, become who you're supposed to be. But I'm going to rewind back because I'm putting this timeline together. I'm not letting you make it. And welcome. We got people still tuning in, man. Sherry, we thank you. Sherry is from Worldwide, and she's just worldwide. She's in Beverly Hills, like amazing. She tunes in all the time. Thank you, Sherry, for tuning in. And my brother Tim's in the building. But man, I got to put this timeline together because I'm not letting you leave us like this. 23, started the church. Mm-hmm. Then we went into child welfare, homeless shelter. That led you into politics. Mm-hmm. That further went into where you got involved with project management and everything to help people that are developing their ideas.
Yes.
Because now we got people on this show that are wondering, when you say developing ideas, how does that process exactly work?
So that is a process that I have gone through because, of course, I have developed something while it's in motion. So all these things I learned on my feet. I had to learn them. And so, one of the things that I found that we have to do when we're trying to develop an idea before we try to execute the idea is research. We have to research. We've got to really look at, who's doing this already or who's doing something similar to it. Not that you're trying to compare yourself, but you're also trying to understand how you're different from them, because that's the other thing you got to be able to define in the research phase is what makes you different from everybody else. And so when I'm helping people plan, the first thing we do is we go into research mode. Okay, you have this amazing idea. It's amazing. Let's see what else is out there. Let's see how you're different from the organization that is in the same city as yours. If you got a church, let's see how your church, what problem are you wanting to work on? Because remember that all of us exist, in my opinion, to fix a problem in this world. We are the solution to a problem. We are the solution to someone's problem, to a city's problem, to a group of people's problem. We are a solution to a problem. So how do we make this solution come alive? And so first thing, I think you have to research it. You have to look at it. You have to figure out what the problems are. Let's just say you want to correct homelessness. First thing we need to research is, what does that problem look like? Say you want to open a hair care line. Okay, what problem are you trying to resolve? What are you trying to work towards, and what makes you different? I think we have to be willing to look at what makes us different, and taking out the time to research does not devalue what you're trying to launch or what you're trying to perform or what you're trying to do. It arms you with information so that when it's time to execute, then you're going to execute well.
I learned something right then if nobody else learned nothing else. I know the audience learned something because they be learning with me. I knew it. Goldie just said, preach, Brother Adrian. And Mama Felicia say, amen. Because you just dropped something right there. We got to keep learning. Like we're saying the exact same thing. I talk about it on the show. Everybody has a purpose, and that purpose is a part of your assignment in life that you're here for, because that's your purpose. And you're supposed to use your gifts to live in your purpose. And you're saying the exact same things with, you have something, you have an assignment, and it's supposed to be to make something better, make someone else better, help them in some type of way. And what you have in that business idea that you have, that thing that you have inside of you, you have to find out how you're supposed to help others with it. And it requires you to do research, as Adrian said. And part of that research, he's still going back. I don't know if y'all been paying attention. He's teaching you. It's no different than when he was getting there with the homeless, when he was helping in the child care system. He had to continue to learn. You have to research and learn your competitor, not because you're in competition, because you're not in competition with your competitor. It's always you versus you. You're trying to be a better person than you were yesterday and the day before that. But you have to do research and learn what you need to do to help solve somebody else's problem. Man.
Yeah. And And the thing that I always say is that it will be a great day when I work myself out of a job. And working myself out of a job is when I solve the problem, when the problems of this world are solved. But the only way the problems of this world are going to be solved is all of us have to contribute to that. And we contribute by being active in our purpose, by being active in what we're supposed to do, by being active in what we are passionate about. Because my passion and your passion are different. But when we join those passions, then we make change.
You just added something to my tool book, because I always say, show me your network, I'll show you your net worth.
Mm-hmm.
But it's to change. Show me your network. I'll show you your net worth, because that's going to be what you're going to use to purchase the change that's needed in this world. Man,
Mm-hmm.
when you build, because like you just said,
Yeah.
in order for us to all change, we have to come together. And I think that's because so many people aren't doing the research, aren't doing the studying to figure out how to use their gift to live in their purpose to help others. That goes back to what you're saying, just being basically what? A good human. When we start doing that, we're going to start invoking change. Adrian, you're going to talk yourself out of the political world, because then you won't have a job. But then I guess you won't mind, because you said that's what your goal is anyway.
That's my goal. we don't need people to do anything, because we fix the world.
Oh, man. So you said fix the world. You're so big in the public life arena. You're helping people with their ideas. What goes into the next step for you?
One of the things that I think that I really want to I think the next step is arming everyone with this information. I learned it the hard way. I'm not suggesting that you do. I'm not suggesting that you take 13 years to learn what I've learned. I think that life is too valuable. I don't think time is what it used to be. And I think that we have a grand opportunity, even in a pandemic, to do what we feel that we're supposed to do in this world. And so I think the next thing for me is just arming, individuals with this information. But the other thing is arming organizations with this information, existing organizations, because existing organizations, we've seen the Great Resignations, what some people call it, where people are resigning, and some are resigning because they're coming into purpose. They're coming into what they're supposed to do. The pandemic helped them realize that they don't have time to waste, but organization or your mission still has to live on. And so one of the things that I want organizations to do is I want them to thrive. And I think about, what is it going to take for you to grow? What is it going to take for you to flourish? And what is it going to take for you to meet your mission?
Oh.
Growing, flourishing, meeting your mission. Because meeting your mission is meeting your purpose.
You did it again. You did it again. Growing, thriving, and meeting your mission.
Mm-hmm.
In order for an organization to grow, thrive, and meet their mission, that means the individuals within the organization must grow, thrive, and meet their mission. And that mission that we're talking about is your purpose. So organizations, like you just said, hold on, I got to use that word you use. What did you call it? The great what? With the
Great Resignation.
The Great Resignation. I love that. I got to put that into my vocabulary. The Great Resignation. Many people out there are realizing, as they come into their purpose, that time is your biggest asset. So I was one of those fortunate individuals. I've had unfortunate individuals. I've had family members. We've all had family members pass away. But I've had the opportunity to talk to so many different people. And I've heard other people make these comments that when somebody's on their deathbed, they never say, I wish I had a bigger house. Mm-hmm. They never say, I wish I had a nicer car. They always say, I wish I had more time. Mm-hmm. In the Great Resignation, as Adrian calls it, individuals are coming into their purpose, realizing that it's time for them to grow and continue to thrive, because they're starting to realize what their purpose is. And that's the same thing that goes for you. It's time for you to grow and continue to thrive as you go and live in your purpose, because time is short. It's not what it used to be. and that is your greatest asset. But by saying that, by telling us that, Adrian, you threw out there about being able to get out there and help and get into organizations. How do the end? Because remember, you're the individual that comes out there and helps the individuals with the great ideas. We have the great ideas. How do we get involved so we can be seen or heard or be able to walk through that door to organizations?
I think that proper planning is key, and I also think success planning. And I know that that's a different term than most. But after we do goals and give objectives, we have to decide before launching them, before doing, what does success look like? All right. So maybe you don't meet the actual goal, but it doesn't mean that you're not successful. It doesn't mean that you're not moving towards the goal. And so I think that as we start doing success planning, then we start looking at who are the individuals that I need to get in contact with. I call it power mapping. Who are the individuals that I need to get in contact with in order to make sure they know what it is, right? And in figuring that out, if you literally took a piece of paper and you put yourself to this person and you're here, what are the steps or the relationships that I need to make in order for me to make this type of connection? And you start nurturing. We can't forget that when we make relationships, we have to nurture relationships. And you start nurturing those relationships so that those relationships are dedicated to your purpose just as much as you are. In nonprofit world, I call it moving from donorship to partnership.
I like that. And you know what? That just happened. Keep working, guy. So you just said about the relationships, nurturing the relationships, keep fostering the relationships, especially when they're signed to the purpose. And I have to say this because we had another individual, Margot. Thank you for chiming in. She's like, the stream is great. And she said her own podcast is doing a series that's focusing on the Great Resignation.
Wow.
So as we continue to nurture this, I'm going to take a moment. Margot, I hope you're still listening. Can you please tell the viewing audience, Adrian, how to get in touch with you so that individuals like Margot can reach out? Because, hey, Margot, let's get them on the podcast because y'all doing focus on Great Resignation. Let's nurture these relationships because like Adrian said, the only way we're going to create this change and put Adrian out of job if we all come together and create the change as one. So Adrian, can you please share your information on how we can get in touch with you right quick?
Yes, sir. We can go to my website, adrianrivers.org. Very simple, just my name, adrianrivers.org. Or you can email me at info@adrianrivers.org. So very simple. Just type in my name without any space.org, or you can put an info at, and I always, it's on my phone. It's everywhere I am. You send me an email, I'm responding in probably about 10 minutes. And as Billy and I, we talked earlier, and we talked about, we like to communicate. And so if you want to just, sit down and talk with me, my number is 229-560-2748. That's the number that you can reach me. Shoot me a text. We'll set up an appointment.
Yes, I love that. I hope all of y'all use that, Margot. Use that because I sure want to see this on the show. We trying to nurture these relationships. But no.
Yeah, we got to.
You said something. She saw it. She got you. Margot be contacting you, and I'm gonna be tuning in watching that show. But you said
Margot,
something. You went down a route. I heard you tried to slide it in, and I'm not letting you go with it. You slid in the nonprofit. I heard you say it. Mm-hmm. We went from organizations, and then you went straight into nonprofit. I'm like, hold on, not letting us go by, because individuals like myself, and I know there's many others out there, we like to help. We want to get involved. We hear about nonprofits. Can you explain to us, one, how you got into the nonprofit world and exactly how it works?
I got in the nonprofit world going back to the homeless shelter, which is a nonprofit, and started leading the organization. It was one time, I think I was on like 10 boards, which was crazy. Don't ever do that to yourself. But I was on like 10 boards, and I'm learning all this stuff at once. And then, of course, I'm just working in a doctoral field in organizational development. So that's how I kind of got into it, got the skill set for it. One of the things, and I just had a class, it's on my website, it was positioning your passion. And I want people to take this idea you have to change the world or to solve a problem, which you'll hear me say a lot, and move it in the right direction so your idea becomes fundable. And that is the big thing, positioning nonprofits for funding, understanding funding streams, understanding donors and donor relationship and how you build those relationships and nurture those relationships and get those individuals to become partners. And so that's really kind of my passion behind the nonprofit work that I do, is I want to make sure that you not only just have this idea, but that you can salary yourself from your idea. You know, that if you want to work for your nonprofit full time, that let's position you to be able to work for your nonprofit. Everybody doesn't have to volunteer. Let's hire some staff so that you can have quality of services provided based off of your mission.
No. You're not stopping right there. You said, because let's be honest, we all want to go out there, and that's most people's biggest holdup. We want to help. We don't know what to help, but some of us do. But then we're like, I don't, because let's be honest, money is an issue.
Yeah.
Especially in these times. People are like, I don't have the money. I got to support this over here. And you talked about funding. We need to dive a little deeper in that right quick. Like, not just the funding to be able to help the organization, the private org that we're trying to start, but also that funding, because we want to be a part of, some of us want to be a part of that Great Recession. And if we can devote our time to helping get funding and partners to help us with this organization, as well as be able to pay ourselves a salary while we're doing it. Now, you got to go a little deeper in that, because that's part of that idea we need. Everybody can't get you right now all at the same time. You just said running 10 boards is a lot. And then all the people on this show call you at once. Now we need the little snippets. Like, how do we get this funding and partners and be able to salary ourselves?
One phrase, program development. Give them something to fund. As we move from idea into funding, the middle piece of that is, what am I going to fund? If I gave you $100,000 right now, where is it going? What is it going to do? I'm going to change the world. Well, what world are you changing? What's your target audience? What's your target group? Who are you trying to help? What are you going to do with this money? All right. There are some grants that you can do operations, and I encourage entrepreneurs who have a heart to change the community to also get nonprofits, so that one entity is the for-profit and the other entity is one that people can donate to, and it becomes tax exempt donations, so that there's not a cross between the funding, even if your entity gets into a point where it wants to donate money from entity to entity. And so program development, going back to that, just what are you doing? What problem are you trying to solve? How are you planning to do that? How many staff are you going to need? What's the budget for that? I'm really giving everybody tidbits on literally program development. What's the budget for your program? What's the structure for your staff? And that becomes something that's fundable. Case in point, I want to do mentorship. That's wonderful. That's great. Who are you mentoring? I'm mentoring young boys. What are you going to do? I'm going to meet with them after school. How many staff do you need? I'm going to hire teachers. Okay, how much you going to pay them?
Oh, wow.
So what are they going to fund?
Let's break this down, because I'm one of those, I have to, this is me personally, this isn't shots at anybody. You've seen the show. I just break things down to the lowest form for myself so it processes faster. Because everybody's smart, but I'm just one of those individuals. I process stuff faster when I break it to the lowest form. And then I just like to share what I break it down to. So basically, you told me project or program development. When you say that, that means I have an idea. I need to make a plan for that idea, and then I need to present the plan to somebody else. Okay, let's rephrase that. I am a coach. I want my team to win, so I got a playbook, and I go out there and teach my players. Or better yet, I'm a teacher. I got a lesson plan. I take that into school and I give it to my kids and teach the lesson. One more. I am a contractor. I have blueprints, and I'm going to go over here with my team and build the house. Basically, if you have this amazing idea, you need to have a program put together so that you can get the funding that's going to be able to take care of the program, the people that you're going to pay to help you with the program, as well as salary yourself. And then you might be a part of that great recession while you're helping others at the exact same time. Oh my goodness. But you said one more thing. Every time you let something slip out, I'm going to keep asking you about it. Because we talked about funding. We talked about partnership. We know about program development, getting everything with the ideas and all that and being able to pay ourselves. But you let the word grant slip out your mouth. And me, I know what a loan is. I know what a grant is. A loan is something I go fill out this application. I got my social and I got to pay that back. But I know a grant is something that, because you told me about the political realm you was in and some of these problems you help fix. I know grants is when certain entities give you money for free that you don't have to pay back.
Facts.
Bring that together. How did that work? You just said about the funding. How did that grant slide off in there?
Because I mean, that's you want to get donors, you want to, private funders, and then you want to get grants. And you can look at, different organizations, for-profit companies, they have foundations and they are giving away this money if your program meets this. And sometimes just a quick, nugget is that you can develop the program to meet the grant requirement. So that I'm just being honest, you can develop the program to meet the grant requirement so that is funding that you can actually get. And so you can get unrestricted grants, meaning that I give you a check because I believe in your organization. You don't have to report back to me about anything. Of course, use the funding, be ethical in what you're doing, but that's unrestricted. Use the money for what the purpose in which I gave it. And then, of course, restricted grants are things that you got to apply for, and there are certain criteria that you got to meet. You got match grants where you got to meet you got to have a certain amount of money to get that money. So you may get approved for $100,000, but you have to raise $100,000 to get that $100,000. And so, but again, one key statement that you made is you don't have to pay this money back. This is not a loan. You use the money for what you got it for to solve the problem that you wanted to solve when you founded the organization.
I just learned something about grants I didn't know. I didn't know it was restricted, unrestricted, match. You giving us so much. You talking about it as a little nugget. You dropping nuggets outside of the nuggets that you told us were nuggets. Like I did not know. So it was multiple grants, but I like how you use the grants to help you solve the problem. And I know I'm not the only one. I know Adrian's not the only one. There's so many people out there that have these ideas. I know it because Goldie already said that she appreciates you, Adrian, because you gave great advice that helped her come up with this idea. So I wouldn't be surprised if she reach out to you too.
Also,
go ahead. We like you have so much knowledge, and you just gave us something with the being able to get the grants to help us help others. But before I can't even let you go like that. Before I even let you go, because you talked about the nonprofits. We broke it down from beginning to end, from the kid that fell down, getting up to walk, all the way to you starting with the church at 23. You say you still have the church still going, right?
Yeah. Church still going, thriving, doing well.
All right. I got to ask this question, and I'm pretty sure because we heard everything you said from the church to homeless shelter, even when you had 10 things going on there. Once the child welfare, political, program management, then it led over into the nonprofits, getting grants, church still thriving, because that's what we do around here, according to what you taught us today. Grow and thrive.
Mm-hmm.
We got to know, because some people, I'm one of those, you could seem like you're getting overwhelmed. Can you give us any kind, because you've been dropping nuggets all night long. What kind of nuggets can you give us to help us? Because you're juggling a lot. How do you do all that? How do you keep it? Because everything you're juggling is about giving back to others. Most of us juggle like going to work, paying bills. How do you juggle all this and keep it all going at the same time?
One word: staff. You got to staff for where you're going. You've got to you can walk yourself up into it. And you know what I thought about? I was talking to my older brother about this maybe yesterday, and I said there are too many people out here that want to do things to help develop ideas for there to be an excuse for not developing ideas. There are ghostwriters if you don't have time to write a book. There are virtual assistants who work by the project if you don't have the money to hire full-time staff. I mean, there are all kinds of people that are out here that are wanting to help you. We just have to elicit that help. So what I do is I staff appropriately for the project. For every project, I have a staff person for that project.
You just you did it again. Oh man, we're all trying to work together to solve a problem. You have a gift, you have a purpose, you have an idea, but along the way, we all try to put it all on our back and do it all by ourselves. And you don't understand that's that network versus your net worth thing. There are people out there that have gifts because God didn't stop giving gifts when he gave you yours. There are other people that have gifts and a purpose that align with yours. And you bring them into your network and they're going to use their gift to do their part while you use your gift to do your part. And then we're all going to use our gifts together and go create the change and help support and help others the way that we know we should be doing by being good humans and putting Adrian out of a job. That's the goal. That is the goal.
That's the goal.
Please, he just told you, use the people that are in your circle. Make your network bigger. Recognize the people that are coming over to help you. Staff and reach out to others that can help you as they achieve their goal and you achieve your goal at the same time. That's what it's all about. Yeah. Now, I'm not letting you go with that because the way I took that, because I know we talked earlier, and you said something along the lines, and it kind of went along with what you just said about not knowing it all and not doing it all.
Mm-hmm.
What do you do in that instant? Because we think we know it all, we think we can do it all. Give us what an individual should do or how they should think about approaching these situations.
You know, when I ran for politics, one of the things that I learned is that I am in no way going to be the expert on everything. And when you run for politics, people tend to want you to be the expert. What I learned was that I'm going to surround myself with experts. And so I never put a demand on myself to know absolutely everything. What I do make sure that I'm doing is connecting myself with the person that is the expert. And so I surround myself with experts in their own field, experts and if I'm in a project and I got something going on, I reach out to the expert, because one thing that a person trusts is that I'm going to do whatever it takes to make sure that they're successful in what they hired me for. And so I go to the experts. So I surround myself with people who are great at what they do. And recognize that I am great at what I do, but I don't have to be great at everything. But I can know someone who's great at it, and then that itself impacts my life in such a positive way and makes me look like I'm great at it. Like I don't do graphics, but I can look and say, "Oh, that graphic needs to be this, this, and this." Well, because my sister is a graphic designer, she is great at it.
Oh my goodness. Hold on, I gotta sum this up one more time because this all came together so beautifully. When you're younger, just like you fall down and you gotta get back up because you have to get back up in order to get where you're going. Now you have to look back and remember the times that you fell down and you might have needed help. And it's time for you to be that person that can reach back down and help somebody up because you remember what it felt like falling down and getting to where you are now. Reach back, help somebody else. get up. And if it's too many people falling down, too many people need help, reach out and create a network that can help you uplift others. Reach out and create that network that'll help you with that common goal, that common purpose of giving back, supporting others. And if you don't know where to reach, or if you don't know who to talk to, go find those individuals, because that's the biggest thing you can do. You can't sit around and say, I don't know. But I will tell you this, do what you do know. Adrian is not a graphic designer, but he does know, hey, my sister is. You might not be the greatest or the best or the smartest or something, but do what you know. And you know more than you think you do. And reach out and go ahead and get that information and get the people to help you. Now, Adrian, I do this to everybody. And Goldie, I ain't forgot you. You know I'm coming. You know this show. You know I'm going to get that info for you. I do this for everybody. Can you give us, I don't care what it is, especially with all you got going on, from nonprofit, child welfare, homeless, political, starting church, project manager. It could be whatever you think or whatever you want to say. Can you give a nugget that'll help us not just get out there more and take our ideas to serve and help others, but give us a nugget that'll help us do our best to put you out of a job?
You know, I think that a great nugget is going to be, is that if you have something that you are purposed to do, you don't have to have the skill set. You may not have the money, but if you have the heart, if you have the motivation, you can get it accomplished.
There's nothing that you cannot do that you don't set your mind to. I love that. Hey, Adrian, you are amazing. I can't even be remiss, because I know I'm going to keep reaching out to you, but I can't be stingy. I'm all about building a network. Can you please give your information one more time for how people can get in touch and stay in touch with you with more questions or just bring ideas to you?
Sure. AdrianRivers.org. Just my name, or you can email me, info@adrianrivers.org, or you can call me or text me at 229-560-2748.
Man, brother, I appreciate you for coming on. Don't get it twisted. We're bringing you back on, because we are not through picking your brain, but I want to thank you for coming on the show. We appreciate you on this show. Everybody, I know they got the nuggets that I got, and I look forward to you coming back on. Thank you so much for being a part of the show tonight. We appreciate you.
Listen, I'm so grateful to be here. Thankful for your audience for indulging me during this time. And thank you for just, doing the great work and creating a platform for people like myself to share.
Hey, I'm just trying to help put you out of a job.
Yeah, exactly. Put me out of a job.
No, but for real, don't go nowhere. Thank you, Adrian. We appreciate you for being on the show. Man, I hope y'all got all those nuggets, because my mind is still processing everything, because I've always thought I had to come up with these ideas, figure out how to make them happen, and get out there and get them done. But Adrian dropped so much on us that we can now have so many avenues and so many ways of reaching out for help, so many different ways to help, and being able to be the change that we want to see in the world. Man, that was straight. A lot of power, a lot of nuggets. Again, this is happening every Thursday, so I appreciate you for tuning in tonight, but I really want you to be back next Thursday as well, because we're going to have another amazing guest. Same time, 7 Central, 8 Eastern, every Thursday. Thank you again for tuning in. I want to see you all next week. It's going to be a long week, but a short week, because I can't wait to get back, and I can't wait for the next guest to keep giving you knowledge, keep helping inspire you. And as always, I want you to go through the week, be blessed, and continue to live in your purpose, with purpose, on purpose. Have a good night, and I'll see you next week.
Hi, my name is Billy Graham Jr.
Growing up, everybody thought I was going to be an actor. They're like, you're funny, you should go be an actor. Can you see? What is my purpose? If you're like me, I lost my purpose. I didn't know who I was. I let society put me in a box. I don't want you to be in the box anymore. Because you and you only are the one carbon copy. There is no other you. So how can you be in a box if it's only one you? So you need to steal your power back. Because we gave it to somebody. I want you to say, steal your power back. Steal your power back.
Mr. Graham said, I am an original, I'm not a photocopy.
You are where it begins. It begins with you and only you. You are the director. You are the author of this book. Nobody should be writing your life story. You are the winner. See, a lot of us, we get caught up in wondering when we're supposed to do something, why we're supposed to do something, where we're supposed to begin. But I'm telling you, you are the author of your book, and that's all that matters.
My time here in Kenya has been amazing. Everybody has welcomed us with open arms ever since we landed. Nothing but hospitality, nothing but family. We felt like we were home.